Welcome back to the Chit Chat and Crochet podcast with me, Stephanie Mitchard. This is the first episode of the podcast on our Whimsigoth summer series. I am so excited to get into this with you all. I genuinely cannot wait. Now, if you have never ever tuned into the podcast, my name's Stephanie Mitchard. We crochet, we craft, we do all different types of things. And this is our little corner of the internet where we just talk about all things crafty. Just before we start this video, I've got a few things that I need to mention. Number one, we have changed the name of the Facebook group. I took a poll and I was like, right, guys, what do we want? What do we want the name to be? Do we want it to be the Stephanie Mitchard's Craft Group, or do we want it to be the Mitchard Mateys Craft Club? And you all chose the Mitchard Mateys Craft Club. So that is now the new name of our Facebook group. Thank you so much to Wendy for giving us that name. Love you loads. Now, another thing is that we've actually launched a YouTube membership. Now, while I want none of my content to go behind a paywall, I always want to make sure that my content is free and accessible to you, regardless of your budget. I just wanted to put a little option there if you do want to support the channel in any way. So for $2.99 a month, what you'll be doing is supporting my channel and helping me fund my yarn addiction. Now, what you will be getting for that membership is you'll get a loyalty badge on here that shows that you're part of the community. You get priority responses to comments. And in every single video, I will do a shout out to all of our group members. Now, sometimes I do film in advance. So if you are a member and I've not said your name will definitely be in the notes, okay, for next time. And I'll make sure you'll get a big shout out. So for this video, I want to do a huge shout out to Wendy, to David, to Emma, to Claire, to Tedi, to Emma, and to Liz. Thank you so much for supporting me and helping me with this channel. Honestly, your support, it means so much. Now, if you don't want to join as a member, you can always buy me a cup of coffee as well. And all the links to do this are all in the notes below. Please know that there is no pressure to donate to me in any way. The most important thing for me is that you're here and part of this community. And thank you so much for everyone who watches my videos. Genuinely, it means so much to me. This month, what we are doing is we are dubbing August Whimsigoth Summer Month. The ideas come to me because what I've realised the last few years is I have just been wishing away the summer, just waiting for August to be over, just wanting the pumpkin spice latte season to just start already. And I am sick to death of just wishing away my life. So I had a little bit of a think. How do I want to feel? Why is it that I'm just wishing this away? And it's because I want the spooky season to just be here. And there's nothing stopping me from making the spooky season now. Sorry if you can hear little tap, tap, taps. Tilly is wandering around the room as usual. If you've not tuned in, Tilly is my little fluffy dog. She's absolutely beautiful. So, what we are going to be doing today is we are going to be talking all about Whimsigoth summer ideas. I'm going to go through my Pinterest board and show you some of the designs that are giving me some inspiration. Just before we do that, I just want to get into some of the plans that we have got coming up. So the first big one is we are doing a crochet along. We started this on the 27th of July, but there is so much time that you can catch up. We are making a celestial tote bag and the design comes from Yeezy. It's a free design, it's a grid design, but Yeezy has also got a pattern that you can purchase on their website, which is a written pattern. They've also got a website, so if you look at the grids and you want to write out your own version, they also have their YouTube channel where you can go on there and you can actually see what the symbols mean. They show you the stitches. All of that I'm going to link down below. Now, the video about that granny square tote bag is going to come out on the 31st of August. So once you get your bag made, if you get it made and assembled by the 25th of August, make sure you send me pictures by the 25th of August and I will put your bag into the video. I would love to be able to share your designs alongside mine. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Now, we've got an amazing community here. I say this all the time. I love our community. I just think it's just so amazing. And I genuinely didn't think that me doing weekly little videos on the internet would bring so many people together with a shared love of crochet. It's just made me so, so happy. We have our Facebook group, Stephanie Mitchell Craft Group, over on Facebook. So if you want to go over there, we're really, really active over there. We're always posting what we're working on, always posting our designs. And I've posted a lot of the stuff about the Granny Square Crochet Along over in that Facebook group. So go over there and check it out. Another big thing that we've got coming up as well on the 20th of August is we're actually going to be watching a movie together. We have never done this before. August is a lot of big firsts. So what we have is we have our Whimsigoth summer month, first themed month. We have our first crochet along and we have our first watch along as well. So on the 20th of August, we are going to watch Practical Magic. The podcast will go out that night at 7 p.m. and then at 8 o'clock, we will all settle in with our snacks to watch Practical Magic. The Facebook group has got a chat feature, so what we're going to do is we're all going to meet up in that chat function over on the Facebook group, and we can all sit and natter, eat our snacks and watch our lovely Practical Magic movie. I think it's really cool as well because the new movie is forecast to come out next September. So hopefully if we all watch this and we all just put it out there into the universe, Practical Magic will be out this time next year, or about to come out this time next year, and we can all maybe, I don't know, do a review or do something, or we'll try and figure out a way of us all watching that together as well. That would be absolutely amazing. And the last thing that I'm going to talking about granny squares, we're talking about our Granny Square Crochet Along. A Modern Yarn, Michaela is doing a Granny Square event on the 23rd of August. Saturday, the 23rd of August, 10 till 3. It's a drop-in session. She's going to have tables. We're going to be crocheting outside. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So if you haven't been to a Modern Yarn before, here is your chance. Come and meet Michaela and come and meet me because I'm going to be crocheting there that day as well. And it'd be amazing to meet some of you in person. So what do we mean when we're talking about Whimsigoth? What exactly does that mean? So I'm going to read out, this is like a little AI thing. When you type in Whimsigoth onto YouTube, this is what it says. Whimsigoth is an aesthetic that blends the whimsical and the gothic, characterised by a combination of dark, moody colours and textures with celestial and mythical elements. It incorporates aspects of 70s bohemian style, 80s goth, and 90s witchy fashion and decor, often featuring rich fabrics like velvet, lace, along with bold, opulent colours and plenty of jewellery. So that vibe, I feel like bohemian summer, kind of witchy celestial being, that is the vibe that we are going for this August. I'm very, very, very excited about this. So what I thought we'd do today is I would go and show you my Pinterest board. I love Pinterest. I think a great way when you are starting a project is to make a mood board. You can kind of look at these designs, bring them all together, and that's where your ideas can kind of form from. So what I thought I would do is I would actually show you what I've come up with and what I've been looking at, and we can go through that together. So let's get started. So here is my Whimsigoth Pinterest board. So the first image that we have is this fantastic Granny Square jumper. Seeing a bit of a theme here, a bit of a Granny Square. I love the fact that you have the moon and the sun actually combined into like one design on this. I think it's really fab. I also really love the colours that this ginger slice is used. I just love these like oranges, these like beautiful purples. It's giving autumn. It is giving autumn. I absolutely love it. Also, this is really cool as well, going for another Granny Square design, but it's very, very vibrant. So for me personally, I wouldn't go this vibrant. I really wouldn't. But I do love the design of having the moon phases on the back, on that back panel. How cool is that? So fab. I also just pinned this because to me, this picture kind of embodies that Whimsigoth kind of feeling, especially like the charms. Like I remember having so many like little charm necklaces when in the 90s. I absolutely loved it. My grandmother, oh my gosh, she had these silk pajamas. They were navy silk pajamas and they had these suns and moons, like these, you know, like with faces all over, and I loved them so much that she gave them to me, and I literally wore them until they fell apart. And anytime I think about Whimsigoth, that's what I think of. And we have got another little cardigan here, this black and silver number. I love that. I think that is a hexie cardi, and for the back, what they've done is those celestial granny squares going down the back, which I think is so cool. Oh god, now I'm wishing that we plan to make a hexie cardi now. Oh gosh. Isn't that absolutely amazing? Oh, starlight blanket, so gorgeous. I've never actually done like a hexagon kind of tile blanket before. That might be something for us to look into. This, oh my gosh, this, after I actually made this years ago, and I just saw this idea and was like, that is so cute. And that is actually what's inspired me to do the celestial kind of designs. The first time I ever tried that, I saw this bag and was just like, I need one. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. We've also got it in a bit of a green, which I think, again, if you don't want to do your granny square in blues like the way I'm doing it, change the colour up. How great would it be if it was green? Because again, I feel like green is a very summery colour, and I think it's so beautiful. I love the way that they photographed this, just with that little bit of light going in the background. It's so pretty. Now again, I wasn't just pinning things that were just crochet. That's one thing that I feel like we do need to kind of get away from. If we're doing mood boards, if you're trying to come up with ideas, don't just stick to just looking at crochet. Look at other things as well. I love that cardigan. I think that cardigan is absolutely amazing. And how beautiful are those fairy earrings? Oh my gosh, I really want fairy earrings. Those fairy earrings remind me of my friend Nat. She's a big fairy girl. I love it. Love it so much. So let's go back. Let's have a little look and see what else we got. This, I just think that is absolutely stunning. Look at that embroidery. Do we think that's leather? That looks like leather, doesn't it? I love the beading on it as well. I'm also thinking like how we could do that, incorporate it and change it into like a crochet design. Maybe doing two appliqued suns and kind of making beads into it. I don't know. Look how cute these are. Look how fab. You know, when we were sort of... one thing we are going to do at the end of the month is we are going to talk about magical practice and using crochet in magical practice. Spell bags. How fabulous is that? We could have them as little spell bags. Love this. A little cozy. A little celestial cozy. That's literally just doing two of those granny squares and stitching them together. Obviously, they're doing it on one of those Stanley cups. Has anyone ever got a Stanley cup? I've got a fake one. I've got a fake Stanley cup. And what I love doing is I love making myself a giant Malibu and Coke. And I sit there and it's basically like 1.5 liters of Malibu and Coke. And I don't have to get up when I'm watching the telly. It's absolutely fantastic. So maybe, mine's orange, so maybe I'll do a design for mine. I keep looking at it and thinking. Now this I pinned, but that is definitely AI. I'm sorry, that looks like AI to me. Does anyone else think that looks like AI? I think it looks like AI. I get very uncomfortable when I see things like this, especially being sold. Because look at that moon, and look at the stars. They're too perfect. They have like a line going around them. Like I don't understand. But the idea behind it of doing the witch's hat, I think that's an idea. I mean, at the end of the day, it might not be. It might not be. But to me, that looks like AI. To me, that does. What do we think? Do we think that that's an AI pattern, an AI picture? I think it looks like AI. It might not be. It might not be, but I think it looks like AI. So let's have a little look and see what else we've got. Look at this moon. That is a moon, but I also think it kind of looks like a croissant. But I still think it's really cute. See, this person has done the celestial design, but in purple. I also really like the fact that they've added the orange into the sun as well. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Giving a little bit of kind of texture and depth. That's absolutely fab. Another little hexie cardi. Why did I not think of doing a hexie cardi, but with a celestial thing in the background? Like on the panel. I'm going to do that. I'm telling you, I'm going to do that. I'm thinking like a black and silver like this hexie cardi. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to do it, you know. Maybe I'll do that at Halloween. Maybe I'll change one of the things that I've got planned for Halloween and do that instead. Love this hat. Look at that little witch's hat. I love all the different designs. I wonder if she's done that like applique. You know, that like that triangle design going around. It looks like it's an applique. It's so beautiful and there's so much texture to it. She's selling this design on Etsy. So when I link this Pinterest board down below, if you want to have a look at any of the designs, you can go and follow that to see where these patterns actually are. Let's have a little look and see what else we've got. Look how fab that little hanging is. It's so cute. So what it looks like is they've done the designs that looks very similar to what we have. And what they have done is they've just continued and making it larger and larger and larger. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Oh, I love that. It's gorgeous. Look at this blanket. Again, using the purples. So instead of just going automatically to blue, which is what I think of when I think of Whimsigoth, they've gone for the purple, which I think is so fab. Every time I think of like plush velvet, like fabric, I always think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's because in the 90s they brought out a range of merchandise for Buffy, and they had a journal, and the journal was covered in this like velvet, and it had an embroidered bee on the front, and I had that journal. I got it in Woolies and it was the best thing ever. I have seen it online, but it's getting sold for like £80, and you know when you're just like, oh, I had that, I should have kept it. But they also had like a bag in it and like loads of other things, and every time I think of like Whimsigoth and plush velvet, like purple colour, that's what my brain just goes to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look at that cardigan. So when we looked a few pins ago and there was that outfit, doesn't that cardigan look just like that? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So again, that's kind of like somebody having a little look at somebody and thinking, right, how can I make this into a crochet design? I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I absolutely love this granny square. Look how fantastic and how neat that granny square is. I don't understand how they've done that. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how they've done that. I need to have a little look and see if I can make this, because I just think that is so fantastic. It almost looks like that moon is an applique. Maybe the moon is an applique. That would make sense to me if the moon was an applique. That is just, I love it. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Love this book cover as well. We are still yet to make a book cover on this channel, so maybe that's something we could do in an upcoming video. What do we all think? Imagine if we all did like matching like book covers for our books of shadows. Like, how cute would that be? My little book of shadows, where every time I kind of like write anything to do with like magical practice, is just a green book, a green Bujo book from Kenji. And I think it would be really nice to have something that kind of honours the stuff that's inside, honour and house my little book of shadows with like a nice little crochet cover. What's everyone else's book of shadows like? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know that. Oh, let's have a little look at this design. So there's a little video. Oh, isn't this beautiful? She is making a little tapestry crochet of a moon with some little stars and little dangly bits. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Oh, it's so fab. You know, when I do tapestry work, I've never actually done a wall hanging. Maybe I should do a wall hanging, because it would make sense as somebody who crochets tapestry to have a nice picture on wall. I think maybe I'm going to do that. I'm sorry, I'm looking behind because that's where I've got all my photographs, and I'm thinking, what can I take down? What can I put there instead? And what kind of design would I do? Maybe let's have a little look at my tapestry Pinterest board. Look at this. POV, you've decided to document the process of a massive project almost a third of the way in. I feel like that is very much like what I kind of do. I'll start making something and then I'm like, I have not documented any of the beginning of this. What am I doing? I love the swirls, and I love that they've made these little stars joining it. I wonder what that's going to be. I wonder if they're going to make a blanket or whether it's going to be a top of some kind. It's really pretty though. Let's have a little look. Look at this. I think that is gorgeous. I love the fact that she's got two different sleeves, like two sleeves different. I also like the fact that she's joined it with that orange. And now I'm starting to think that with my Celestial tote bag, I might join it with the yellow that I've been using to kind of tie in that yellow. What do you think? I'm looking at that and that's really just giving me like so much inspo right now. Look how gorgeous. Let's have a little look. Little coasters. Imagine getting, I mean, you know these cups that everybody has, these like, I've got like the little Cauldron witch's brew cups. You see them everywhere. It's kind of like very like commercial witchcraft kind of like aesthetic. And my friend Hannah, she bought it for me, and it was like my little cup that I would use in work when I worked with her. It was like, oh, I miss Hannah so much. But how cute would that be if you had a little witchy friend and you bought them like a little Cauldron cup, and then you made them a little set of like celestial little coasters, little granny square coasters? How cute would that be? Oh, love this little hanging of the moons and the stars. How cute would it be if you got some like some fairy lights and hung them from the fairy lights? I think that would be so pretty. You know, you can get those like LED wired ones. Oh, that'd be gorgeous. Look at that. So that, what we've just looked at, is a very similar palette to this bedspread. Isn't that blanket absolutely gorgeous? Imagine that throw like on a couch. It'd be absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm on 5%. Let's see if we can get through it unless I have to go find my charger. Another little book sleeve as well. I love the way that they've got the sun in the white, and then they have the moon like on there in different colours standing out. I think that that is so pretty. Oh, I'm seeing something else here as well. Look at that spiral. Okay, let's pin that to the board. Where are we? Whimsigoth, that's what we want. Whimsigoth, pin it there. Let's see what else we have. Oh, talking about throws on a sofa, look at this. So it looks like what they've done with this is they've just basically made a navy blue square, and then they've made these larger pliques and stitched them on. I think that that is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Love this cardigan. Look how fantastic. Again, that is a hexi-cardi. You can tell by looking at the sleeves there. And then they've just done the stars as that panel on the back, and then you've got a sun and a moon pocket. Isn't that gorge? So this is knitted. Obviously we could totally make this into a crochet one, but again, just going back to, don't just look at crochet when you're looking for inspiration. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Imagine pairing that with like a little pair of like black sort of like chino pants. Oh, how fantastic. It's absolutely stunning. If I was making it, what I would probably do is get a really beautiful silver kind of metallic yarn. I think that that would be absolutely gorgeous. Love the fact that it's like a little turtleneck moment too. Look at that. I love the fact that they're using more like teals, and that combination of the orange. Oh, I'm starting to think now, I should have put orange into my design. It's too late, Steph. Don't put orange into it. I'm going to stick with the yellow that I've got, but isn't that absolutely beautiful? I love it. Oh, look at this as well. This gave me such inspiration. I love the fact that their suns, they're kind of just, they don't really necessarily look like suns, especially when you look at like the orange and the one that's just gold. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the fact as well that they've done a little bit of detailing on the moons, kind of giving them those kind of like little moon faces. I also love the colours that they've chosen too. So going away from that kind of blues and purples and going into more earthy greens and oranges and yellows. That is just beautiful. I know that we can't see the design on the front, but that is very much given kind of that 90s whimsy. You know, when like you see like in, you know, Halloween films from like I think Ginger Snaps, like the mother in Ginger Snaps, where she has that like denim, a plique jacket. That is really given like that kind of vibe. Love this green celestial pillow. That is absolutely beautiful. I love with the joins as well in the corners. You've got this little kind of nod of yellow. So pretty. What else have we got? Look how fantastic that is. I've never ever made like a tile blanket like this, and I love the fact that you've got the little squares joining in of the suns and moons. It just looks so intricate. It's so beautiful. I am obsessed with this skirt. I think that is absolutely fantastic. It's given me like inspiration for next year's sort of like Halloween costume. I'm not wearing a Halloween costume this year. This year's plans for Halloween is it's trick-or-treaters. I took the kids round last year, so Red is going to take the kids round this year, and I'm going to sit on my front porch in my little Halloween jumper with my little, I've got this really cute headband, and it's got fluffy little pumpkins on it, and they're so cute. And I'm going to sit there with my pumpkin earrings, I'm going to have me, you know, my little glass of wine, and I'm going to hand out sweets to all the neighbourhood kids, and I'm so excited. Put my spooky music on, I can't wait. But maybe next year, maybe I'll make something like this and make like a proper like witch costume. Because how cute would it be if we have like the crochet witch? So cute. And I love that she's paired it with like these giant boots. Look at that mushroom witch's hat. That is so beautiful. That is so gorgeous. I definitely want to make a witch's hat at some point. I started making one a while ago, and I swear to God, the whip, I don't know what happened to it, whether I unraveled it and didn't write it down, but I could not find this start of this witch's hat that I've made. So bizarre. But I love the fact that they've got all these little mushrooms coming off. It's really giving, you know, like Earth Witch. It's so fab. Love this outfit. Love this outfit. I think that is just a purple jumper that she's done pliques on, but I love that belt with the sun and moon. It's so fab. Just such a beautiful image. Love the sleeves on this. This is what gives me the inspiration for when I'm making this wrap over cardigan. That is fully the inspiration behind there. I love the sleeves, the fact that it's quite tight, but then you've just got this like little whimsy sleeve moment. I'm going to do a bit of a whimsy sleeve moment on my wraparound cardi, but maybe not as big as this, but there is going to be a little bit of a whimsy kind of moment to it. Love this poncho. I love that it's like a fall, like I have like a bit of a waterfall kind of moment. It's drama, it's given high drama. It's so, so beautiful. It just reminds me like something like Stevie Nicks would be twirling in. It's so gorge. It's like, you know, Stevie Nicks does autumn. Love this as well. So a while ago when I posted the summer inspiration, this is what I was kind of thinking, you know, when you saw those handkerchief tops, which are basically 4 giant squares stitched together with a little bit of a strap up here. That is how I will probably wear it if I made one. I think it's really cool. The layering, putting the belt on, putting it over a dress. I think it's gorge. Love this. Now, love the fact that it's just like this little detailed cardigan. I think it's so pretty. I don't know whether I would do yellow and orange. If I wanted it to be more celestial, maybe I would turn the orange into blue. Maybe I would do that. I love the ties though, the 3 ties, and I love the collar. I think it's so pretty. Love this so much. Love how she's paired it with this cute little moon bag. But the little overdress, because she's got a little black dress on under that. So this is just like a little over covering. I just think it's so pretty. It's so, so cute. Little crochet cover up. Love this. This is given to me. This is given like Kitchen Witch. Do you know what I mean? This is given Margaret Twig. Margaret Twig from the Vampire Knitting Club. Love the buttons. Love that it's each side comes down to like a point. I think it's fab. I think it's gorgeous. Not for me, not overly keen on the colour, but love it so much. I can imagine that in a really beautiful deep green. Love this little collar. Like I could imagine making this for my niece and her just like popping it on when she's wearing like a cute little dress. And I love, the thing that I love the most about it is those 2 little stars, the details at the end of the ties. So fab, so pretty. Now this is very Stevie Nicks, isn't it? You could imagine her twirling around. I wouldn't make something like this in white just because I'm filthy and I know for a fact that I would just get that ruined within a week's worth of wearing it. So I would probably go for a darker colour, hide all of the mistakes. But yeah, no, I think it's so, so, so pretty. I can imagine doing a big twirl in that. Let's see what else we've got. This is kind of like the hat. This is very much like, I know I wouldn't wear something like this. Love the fur going around the head. I think it's so cool. And it's very much like that witch's hat that we saw at the start of the video. Love all the texture. I just think it's so cute. Little hood. Love this, and again, this is the kind of thing that was giving me the inspiration to do this wraparound cardigan. I love the colours. It's very very like beachy, very beachy. I absolutely love that. I'll probably do it a little longer just because of my bust, but I think it's so pretty, and I love the way they've paired it with this very like smooth silky dress. The clash in the textures is gorge. Love this little star bag. I think that is so adorable. It's like a little handbag. So that is quite a short strap on there. Imagine having like a little zipper in there as well. It'd be so cute. Little cute bag. Let's see what else we've got. This, I just love this so much. I haven't ever made a poncho. And this, when I saw this, I was like, I need to make a poncho. Like, I need to have a poncho. I love the way she's paired it as well with this kind of like heavy, chunky jewellery. And even this, let's see if I can zoom in. That little gem she has looks like it's got netting around it. Whether she's crocheted that, I don't know. Probably. It's so pretty though. And I love the colours. I think the colours are absolutely gorgeous. It's giving like swamp or forest. This would be so easy to make. This could even be adapted from the design that we're using. Just making that sun and just keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. To me, what that looks like is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 squares for the front, 5 squares for the back, and then like stitching along and then just doing like a bit of a cuff on the bottom. That's what it looks like, how they've done that. Love the colours that they've chosen. I can imagine the sleeves being quite rigid though. Do you know what I mean? But really pretty. Simple design. If you're a beginner and you want to just make a garment quickly, that would be really cool. Bit of filet crochet going on there. Look how cute. And I love the fact that they've got this little crochet pouch going around their neck as well. Maybe a couple crystals in there. Love that it's the same. It's pretty much the same as the shawl itself. It's so pretty. I absolutely love that. Another little pouch, a little spell pouch. Just think it's so cute. I love the little charm that they've put on the end there. It's like these little details that just elevate projects, isn't it? Another little a little book cover. The Good Witch's Guide. That looks like an interesting book, doesn't it? I love the fact that it's got like this kind of like gold applique on the front. It's so gorgeous. And I really love this like black wool that's got the little bit of silver going through it. I think what they've done with that is I actually think they've joined the silver into the yarn as they've been working. So cute. Here's another little knitted project, so little knitted gloves. But what you could do if you don't knit, you could literally make granny squares and stitch them together for like little mittens. Wouldn't that make a really pretty gift? And the last one that I have is this waistcoat with the spider web on the back. How fantastic is that? They even look like crochet buttons. You can actually get that pattern on Etsy, so definitely when I link this down below, go and have a little look and see if you any of these designs that you think I want to try and make them. Go follow the picture, click the picture, and usually that will take you to a link of where the image has been pinned from. So I hope that has given you some inspiration and some ideas for your own Whimsigoth projects. I have already announced the agenda of what I'm going to be making this month. I'm going to link the video that I put out on the 1st of July, and it tells you everything that's got coming up this month. You can also go over to the Facebook group, and I've actually got some of those boards pinned over there that tells you everything that we've got coming up this month on Whimsigoth Summer Month. Well, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Remember, if you like crochet, if you like crafting, if you like this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.